You know what I've never asked? Are you a front cup holder? Or
I'm back.
You're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm always the driver gets. I say the driver gets the front.
I'm always back.
And luckily, Josh in his car, he's always back. So when I'm running with Josh, whether I'm driving or he's driving, I get the front cup holder. Because I'm special like that. Yeah, it does make you feel a little special though.
We decided to try to solve all the world's problems and find the old King's Highway. On today's episode, we are Swamp Fox Overland and Outdoor. We started our journey in North Charleston, South Carolina. We headed north to McClellanville in search of the old King's Highway.
I know, right?
That's so wild. Well, you know, the thing that was killing me too was like sleeping on airbeds camping.
Yep.
Like the cot completely changed my life. Because airbeds were not comfortable. Getting up from the ground was not comfortable.
Okay, well, getting up's not, but if you have a good one that maintains the air,
sure,
it's good. If you have one that loses air, it's worse than sleeping on the ground.
Yes. Yes.
We found old Georgetown Road outside of Allendale, South Carolina. This peaceful dirt road located near the brick church at Wambaugh on the outskirts of McClellanville was once part of the old King's Highway. Originally an Indian trade route known as the Seawee Broad Path, this trail was transformed between 1650 and 1735 by the order of Charles II of England and served as the main route between Charleston, South Carolina and Boston, Massachusetts. This stretch is the last remaining unpaved section that is publicly accessible.
Here for
this
the most
isn't where
part.
you got stuck that one time,
Oh,
right?
hell no.
Okay.
That's near Parker's Ferry.
Yeah, I don't know where that is either.
Oh, it's down toward like Jacksonboro, Walterboro.
Okay.
Yeah, all of this is fairly shallow.
So is this the road you're talking about?
Yeah.
So this is the road that was initially the route from
The King's Highway.
this is the King's Highway.
This was from, it goes from Boston down to Charleston. And it was made initially as a trade and a mail route from Boston all the way down.
So you're saying we went to Boston last summer for a music festival, we could have just taken this route? We didn't have to fly anywhere?
In theory.
In theory, yeah, we could have. I wonder how much of this is still maintained. How much of
This is the only non-paved stretch.
Oh.
And it goes up to right north of McClellanville. We're going to try to get to the end of it.
The end of the
end of the non-paved stretch.
So the part that's paved, and I know you probably don't know about the South Carolina bit, but the part that's paved, is that still like the route all the way to Boston, more or
Well,
less?
think about this. You've been up Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
You know King's Highway up there?
I'm not really familiar with roads. I'm terrible about locations and directions.
King's Highway is a big part of North Myrtle Beach. The main part, really.
Yeah.
Anyways, so King's Highway is called King's Highway because it's part of the old King's Highway.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So anywhere that you see like King's Highway or anything like that, it's probably a good
Portion of what this
was. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of dope. And like, you know, it makes total sense. They were like, oh, well, why would they name this King's Highway? Well, because it was part of the old King's Highway. So, very interesting shit. My hand is so cold right now. Oh, that's great though. That's good. We like that. Oh,
This is why Rich has this guy mounted.
yeah. I can
So
just.
he can
I
one
can just
hand hold his
run.
camera out the window, and the other hand steer through some mud pits.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as Old Beach Hill Road when I had to get out and winch myself out for 30 minutes. So I'll take that. No, that's good. The puddles are fun. You know that at the bottom of there, it's solid bottom. So you're gonna come out of that without any issue. You know, it's the ones that, you know, we ran with Charleston Off-Roading when we wanted something a little bit more difficult. It was a little concerning. Like, all right, I don't know if we're gonna make it out of this, but just be ready with your toe strap.
Yeah.
I don't like winching myself out. I don't like towing myself out, for, hours at a time. I want to go out and ride. I want to explore.
Yeah, I personally I prefer we have a 5-hour trek to go through that has a little bit of mud maybe, versus we have a 3-hour trek that will take us 8 hours if we're not properly equipped.
That's right.
Because especially when we have groups that have a range of vehicles, from guys that do overlanding every weekend to guys that have a truck that's adequately set up like yours is, to guys that have a truck that have done nothing with, and like, hey, I still like to go get some mud in these tires.
You know what I've never asked? Are you a front cup holder or you're
back?
You're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm always the driver
front?
gets. I say the driver gets the front.
I'm always back.
And luckily, Josh in his car, he's always back. So when I'm running with Josh, whether I'm driving or he's driving, I get the front cup holder. Because I'm special like that. Yeah, it does make you feel a little special, though.
That does make you
a little bit
special. No, I like back. I like to reach back here. I got short arms, man. I'm like a T-Rex.
Like I said, it ends somewhere. One of our viewers actually told me where it ends, and it ends right before you hit the Santee River.
So it can't be that much far forward.
One of our viewers. Because we're very popular like that.
We are very popular. We are important people.
Anyways,
One of our viewers, we'd like to thank all 3 of you. Hi, Mom.
But I'd like to find the end of it because it's right before we hit the old Santee River.
Now, if anybody's watched The Patriot, they talk about the old Santee River a lot. So, Benjamin Martin is Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox.
Wait, Benjamin Martin is the Swamp Fox?
Yeah. So when they're talking about the reason that they had to change it is because the storyline. So they wanted to make it a little bit about family and make it a little bit more, Hollywood worthy. So they had to change his name because it wasn't complete truth. But his character is based off of the Swamp Fox, militia guy, served in the Continental Army, lives in South Carolina, farmer, taught the militia how to fight guerrilla warfare, can't say that word, and that's the Swamp Fox, that's Francis Marion. So his character is very, very heavily based on the Swamp Fox and what he was able to accomplish in the Revolutionary War when he fought the British.
Awesome.
So all of this area back here, when he talks about when we talk about the old Santee River and the old church at Santee, that was based off of what we find back here.
Yeah, it's fine. That's based off of what we find back here.
How fast are we going?
35.
Really? Okay. Well,
Luna can handle it. We're good.
But cut that audio out. Just cut it. Luna can handle it. We're good.
Luna can handle it. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
So you can see right here on Gaia, like, this is not marked as part of the South Carolina Adventure Route, but there is a trail there. I'm curious on if there's a gate there or not.
So this is the end? Like, you want to go to the end of this road?
The end of the South Carolina Adventure Route, and it actually takes a turn up towards Hamilton Plantation. But, and I see it already, there's already a gate there. So we can't go any further than that. But if you go a little bit further, the old King's Highway used to run straight over this and past this gate, and it used to run over the Santee River. So as you can see now, we're about to pull up to this gate and up to Rutledge Road.
So here we're going to travel right back through old Georgetown Road, and this is the only unpaved portion of the old King's Highway left in existence.
Let's see how that looked outside the truck. Maybe now's a good time to check in on Hunter.
I'm not hitting him softly.
Why,
They say it's all for the shot.
I tried to hold this up over, and I was going, thank you. I was holding my camera up over where I thought the button would go, right? Naturally. Hold it up high, thinking, yeah, this can be fine. But because, also the funny part is because my hand was being held completely up, anything that got in my hand just came down my hand. So it turned into a cataclysmic, it just dripped down my hand. That was it.
That's okay.
That's funny though.
That's fair.
No, it was fun.
No, it rained a couple of days ago, so we get the privilege of getting through some of the sloshy puddles. Nothing too terrible back here, but I mean, we're traveling 35, 40 miles an hour still.
The best part is you can see your trail through it. It's still fresh.
Still fresh. You can see the rugged trucks cutting into it. Well, as we travel the Old Kings Highway, there's no way that we couldn't come to the old brick church. I've shown this in another video, but the old brick church at Wamball serves St. James Parish and is still active today, at least the parish is. And I think that they do have services every so often, but you can't ever pass up the time to come out here because of the history.
The old brick church at Wamball is listed in the National Register as St. James Episcopal Church, Santee. St. James Church was erected in 1768 and is an excellent example of the effort made in the last third of the 18th century to give South Carolina's small Georgian brick crossroad churches with typical rectangular plans a more sophisticated exterior design. Wamball Church is the fifth church to house a congregation of St. James Santee Parish. St. James Santee was the second parish established in South Carolina and the first outside of Charleston. Though the parish was established in 1706 by the Church of England, its early members were French Protestants.
Alright, so do you want to be buried? Or do you want to be cremated?
Cremated. I actually have thought about that a billion times, and I feel like
We got bricks. Left. Sorry. Left. You're on the bricks.
Sorry. But
Continue, sir.
yeah, no, I would love to be cremated, and I'm still deciding on where I want to be scattered. But I would like to be scattered somewhere that I enjoy being. I also don't want to take up too much space.
I mean, if you're cremated and scattered, I doubt you're going to take up very much space.
Exactly.
Where did this come from? Do we have to walk around this? Let's walk around that.
I would. Like there, you'll see some bricks down here that kind of give you a loose pathway as to where you're going.
You've been
also, the bricks are kind of like family plots.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like if you look over there, there's a whole McClellan plot, and McClellanville, right? That's who McClellanville is named after. So you essentially are walking through somebody who has settled here. Jonah Collins, he's one of the engineers who created the brick church that's been here since, what, 1890?
Nope,
But
1768.
he was one of the guys that built the church. But it's kind of amazing to see, like, how long some of these settlers have been here. Stand right up here on the terrace. Oh wow, window's actually open. So, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like, you see the boxes. A family can sponsor the church and their family rents that box. So essentially they go and they rent the box, and that's where they sit as a family. No one else can sit there because that's theirs. They've paid for that box, right?
Like
you've
private
got your-
train cars back in the 50s.
Just-
I mean,
thereabouts. But I've actually never seen this open. But you've got like your regular pews where everybody can sit, but then you've got sponsor boxes where a lot of the prominent or important families would rent those boxes out, and that's their spot when they come to service.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
It's beautiful, man. You can see the architecture with the arches. That's the front door you see over there.
So you know what gets me right now is that it smells like church.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's wooden God.
It's wooden God. No,
Wooden
honestly,
God.
like that's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's a when you have like scents you can't quite place. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Hello.
You hear the echo?
Yeah.
I think that's always cool.
I bet a
Like,
choir back in here was pretty spectacular.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh man, the acoustics in there are amazing.
And there, dude. Bro. That was amazing. That was amazing. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you go figure. I grew up Catholic.
But are you kidding me? I don't know if that vibrato was coming from you or from the acoustics of the church.
Well, that's me.
Yeah, it's all me, baby.
We decided to make our way back home, following back down the Old Kings Highway. We had to make a stop at 5 Points, a junction of 5 roads that break away from the Old Kings Highway. Along this junction, during the early days of travel, taverns or inns were dispersed along the major routes like this one, offering weary travelers and their horses a place to rest and refuel. These places were often designated according to their distance from the nearest town. It's hard to believe that an unpaved road like this holds so much history. The Old Kings Highway carried supplies and mail up and down the eastern seaboard during colonial times and throughout the Revolutionary War. And originally, this part of the path was utilized by the Siwi Indians who inhabited the area. Today, the road is referred as Old Georgetown Road and offers visitors a chance to ride down its bumpy sand lane and imagine what life may have been like in days past. The road was officially protected in 2014 and submitted for consideration to the National Register of Historic Places. Many of the segments of modern-day U.S. Highway 17 follow the footprint of the Old Kings Highway. We hope that you take the time to explore the history in your backyard. It is easier to access than you think, and you set foot on a place where so many stood before you. Take the time to learn about history and to learn about how your area has grown or evolved. Or take the time to reflect on a simpler time. In the meanwhile, we will continue to highlight the places for you and live vicariously through us. Thank you for taking the time to watch this episode. If you like what we are doing out here, please make sure to like and subscribe. And, as always, keep the shiny side up, all 4 on the floor, and go out and explore. We are Swamp Fox, Overland and Outdoor. Until next time,